Hello, I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3, and today I want to talk watches, wristwatches. That's right, wristwatches. And I gotta tell you something. You know, I think the demise of the whole Swiss industry, the whole demise of it is, you could blame it on those greedy Swiss, the greedy Swiss. And what I mean by that is they are so damn greedy. The Swiss can be extremely greedy. I mean, they won't sell parts. They won't sell parts to independent watchmakers. Which means that you got to send it to the official dealer for parts if you need any parts. And then the Swiss whinge, why isn't anyone training to be a watchmaker? It's because you people there won't release parts to anyone besides your service centers. And, you know, the Swiss are very quick to say, oh, we don't have enough watchmakers. Well, they're killing the whole Swiss industry. They're killing themselves, because why would you train to become a watchmaker if you then, after you've done this training, you've done your apprenticeship, you don't have access to parts? That's a bit of a problem. You need a ready access to parts. That's it, you need parts. And see, the Swiss, extremely nasty and greedy. They won't release parts to anyone except the official service channels. And would you honestly become a watchmaker in this day and age if you can't get spare parts? It's a problem. It's a very big problem. And the Swiss have got no one to blame except themselves. They won't sell parts. The Swiss will not sell parts to independents. And they wonder why no one wants to train to become a watchmaker. They're cutting their own throat. And all the makers do it. Patek won't sell parts to an independent. AP, Vacheron, Rolex, Breitling. None of these people will sell parts to anyone outside their service channels. And that's because it's a cash cow. It's a cash cow. They make a lot of money out of it. They make a lot of money doing service work. We're not going to give that service work to an indie. Hell no, that's ours. We deserve that. And that's the horrible truth. The horrible truth in this day and age is, how can you expect people to be trained as watchmakers if they can't possibly work for anyone but you? I think that's called slavery. And that is the reality. That's the reality of the watch industry this day and age, is that why would you train up to be a watchmaker if you can't possibly get parts? Why would you indeed? So the whole Swiss industry, I think they've got no one to blame but themselves. And it really frustrates me. I mean, it frustrates me that, you know, you've got watches themselves, they're kind of a dying thing. The younger generation, they don't wear watches. They want an iPhone. They want, you know, that's what they want. They want different goals and ambitions. They don't strive for a Rolex like people of my generation did. And it's really sad. Then you've got the Swiss industry itself. They won't sell parts to independents. No. Then they whinge there aren't enough watchmakers to go around. Well, would you train up? Would you learn an apprenticeship? Would you learn to be a mechanic if the car company said, oh, there's only oil and spark plugs and oil filters you're allowed to get. Everything else has to come back to us because we own the market. And this is the whole thing. They're greedy, nasty. And the Swiss industry itself, I can't predict what's going to happen to the watch industry. I can't predict it. Maybe it could fall in a heap. And the only thing I could say is it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of C's. That is all I could possibly say about it. So the watch industry itself, there's many problems in it. But let's be truthful. The Swiss have got themselves to blame for this. You can't blame other people for your own inept shortcomings. And I got to tell you, in all honesty there, watches itself, sometimes I get disillusioned. I get really disillusioned with watches. I mean, can't get it serviced through an independent, got to go back to manufacturer for support, yada yada yada. I mean, do the Swiss think we're just complete morons out there? That's what I'd like to know. And I'm afraid it's not pretty. It's not attractive at all. So the watch industry itself, the nasty, evil, greedy Swiss are the ones to blame. ArchieLuxury, reporting on the facts of life in the Swiss watch industry.